From a bat monster witnessed in Chicago to a shocking life form discovered in Jupiter's clouds by NASA, here are 10 of the most mysterious creature sightings ever. Number 10. Chicago Bat Monster. In the Chicago suburbs, there is an alleged bat monster terrorizing the locals. For several years now, reports have been coming in from the suburb of Carroll Stream regarding a creature about 1.3 meters tall, with giant wings looking like a humanoid bat. The most recent witness was driving early in the morning when he saw the beast take off from a small pond and fly into the sky. At first, he thought it might be a crane spooked by predators, but it looked too much like a bat. Skeptics say it's just an owl, but it has some distinct features that make that explanation not quite satisfying. For one thing, witnesses have described its wings as leathery, without feathers. It is also larger than any normal owl around Chicago. It could be some type of mutant, but no scientists have done a full analysis of the situation. Believe it or not, these weird sightings have been going on since 2017, with some people in Chicago comparing the bat-like monster to the legendary Mothman. Some say it has red eyes, some say it makes a weird chirping sound, but none have actually made contact with the thing, only seeing it from a distance as it flies through the night air. What an adrenaline rush that must have been, witnessing that bizarre beast taking flight. 9. The Panama Creature. The Panama Creature washed up on shore near the small town of Cerro Azul back in September of 2009. According to the original reports, the monster was half dead when it got stranded on the shore and then was beaten by a group of teenagers who thought it was some kind of paranormal creature. After all, it kind of looked like a hairless alien with long limbs, a plump belly, and a mushy face. The teenagers then took the corpse of the monster and gave it to a local TV station, claiming to have found a dead extraterrestrial. Naturally, there was some confusion over the real identity of the creature. It was doubtfully an alien that fell from the sky onto the beach. The rapidly decomposing body was handed over to the National Environmental Authority of Panama, and they performed a biopsy. This biopsy revealed the creature was indeed of this earth, and it wasn't actually a monster. Instead, it was a male brown-throated sloth. The reason it was bald is that it had been underwater for too long and all its hair had come off. It probably died on the coast somewhere, was swept into the ocean by a river, and then ended up on the beach in Panama. To be honest, this mysterious tale seems a bit depressing to me, especially the part where the teenagers beat the creature to death. I guess they were scared that it was a monster, and it would eat them if it got the chance. Would you beat up a bizarre hairless monster if you saw it wash up on the beach? Number 8. An Ugly Gargoyle. On a beach in North Carolina, something resembling a winged gargoyle was discovered by a terrified witness. A tourist from West Virginia spotted the mysterious creature while visiting Hatteras Island. It looked like a crocodile mixed with a fish, mixed with some kind of unknown monster. Pictures of the beast were uploaded to the local Facebook group, but nobody in the area could identify it. One person said they'd been going to the beach for years and had never seen anything like it. People have found shipwrecks, dead whales, and even bombs from World War II on this beach, but never something like this. So what was the dead creature really? It was never officially identified, although experts guessed it could have been the rotting carcass of a marine animal, specifically an Atlantic angel shark, also known as a monkfish. These creatures can grow up to 2 meters long, according to the Florida Museum of Natural History, and are known for inflicting severe lacerations on unsuspecting people who get too close. Unfortunately, the corpse vanished before anyone could properly investigate it, and to this day, nobody knows the true identity of the ugly gargoyle in the sand. Number 7. Stalking Jaguar. Residents in West Yorkshire, England, suspect there is some kind of giant cat prowling the streets near their homes. Multiple witnesses have reported seeing something that resembles a jaguar skulking around at night. So many people have seen this mysterious creature that it's become a bit of a problem. Locals fear for their animals, especially after a dog walker said the creature ran across the road directly in front of him. Residents are now being urged to practice caution while outside, as there is undoubtedly a huge black animal on the loose, probably dangerous. The big issue here is nobody can identify the animal. People say it looks like a huge black cat, but there are no big cats living in England. It's not exactly the Amazon jungle. No cats have escaped from any zoos, and unless a pet puma escaped from someone's house, there's no logical explanation for the creature. Even after several weeks of reports, the thing has not been properly photographed, nobody has captured it, and the sightings keep on coming. What's your call? Do you think it's a puma? Or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments down below. Then, of course, remember to subscribe to Epic Wildlife if you like this video for lots more wild videos just like it. Number 6. A stinky alien creature. A hiker exploring a remote woodland in Australia encountered something that he thought was a stinky alien corpse. The unnamed hiker smelled the creature before he saw it. He described the stench as foul, like the sick aroma of a decomposing human body. The hiker began to poke around in the bushes, thinking that there was a dead person buried in the woods. However, he quickly discovered what seemed to be the red, starfish-like body of an animal. It was definitely the source of the stench. It was covered in flies, and the hiker assumed it was dead. He took some pictures of it and moved on. But here's where things get strange. After uploading pictures of what he thought was an animal, people on the internet quickly identified the thing as an organic plant. It was actually a type of growth known for being incredibly odorous. The growth is called a stinkhorn, a type of mushroom that exudes a horrifying stench on purpose to attract flies to pollinate it. It basically pretends to be a dead animal so that flies will be drawn to it. And while it's not exactly an alien creature, it is a living thing and absolutely disgusting. Stinkhorn is known for 3 distinct scents: sewage, rotten meat, and feces. Not something I'd want in my neighborhood, that's for sure. Number 5. The glass octopus. Scientists recently filmed one of the most elusive and bizarre animals in the ocean, a creature which they know pretty much nothing about. The animal was filmed by an underwater robot deep in the Pacific Ocean. The creature in question was a glass octopus, something that lives up to 3,000 meters beneath the surface. It was spotted 5,000 kilometers from Australia, completely transparent except for its cylindrical eyes, which happen to be a bright orange. The creature looks like it should be floating out in the vacuum of space, and yet it lives right here on our planet. Amazingly, the underwater expedition had 2 encounters with a single glass octopus, marking the first time scientists got a clear look at one. The creature was first identified in 1918, but it hasn't really been seen much since, giving it a kind of mythical status. Scientists don't know how many of these creatures live in our oceans. They also don't know how they manage to be opaque, with bodies that look like they're made from glass. Number 4. The monkey dactyl. You'd think we'd have a good idea of most of the strange creatures that lived during the time of the dinosaurs, but new surprises keep on cropping up. Tens of millions of years ago, there was a creature that scientists are calling the monkey dactyl, a bizarre mix between a modern monkey and a prehistoric pterodactyl. This could actually be the oldest creature to be born with opposable thumbs. It lived 160 million years ago, and scientists believe it evolved thumbs to help it climb through the trees, to hunt for insects and other prey, critters that the other pterosaurs of the time couldn't feast upon. This would have given it a huge advantage when it came to survival. The monkey dactyl was first identified in 2019 when a team of paleontologists unearthed its fossilized remains in China. By using CT scans, scientists were able to 100% confirm one opposable thumb on each hand. However, scientists don't know much else about the animal or how its use of the thumb inspired just about every modern animal today that climbs trees, from monkeys to frogs. Number 3. The creature on Jupiter. Something absolutely ghastly has just been spotted in the clouds of Jupiter. It's being described as a horrifying cloud monster, and its discovery actually shocked NASA and space enthusiasts all around the world. According to Fox News, something that looks like a mythical creature was hiding in the billowing swells of Jupiter's complex cloud system. That's right, there is something unexplained in the great storms that make up the largest planet in the solar system. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory revealed images taken from the Juno spacecraft currently circling Jupiter. On October 29th, as it passed by the floating clouds from 6,700 kilometers away, the spacecraft took a picture. Inside that picture is what seems to be the eye of a dragon, possibly belonging to a much larger entity living inside the clouds. Of course, this probably isn't really the case. It's doubtful that a giant dragon is ruling over Jupiter with its throne in the gaseous cloud system over the planet. In reality, the dragon eye is just a coincidence. The same way if you stare up at the moving clouds long enough, you'll eventually spot a monster. NASA explained that the circling clouds are part of an anticyclonic storm, with the clouds probably composed of ammonia and unknown chemicals. Anything that did manage to survive in there would be a true galactic titan, and I wouldn't want to disturb it in any way. Number 2. Congo's Loch Ness Monster. There is a mysterious creature living in the Congo that has been compared to the Loch Ness monster from Scotland. It's called Mokele Mbembe, and curious monster hunters have been searching for the beast ever since the 1700s. One of the most famous hunts was when Dr. Roy Mackal from the University of Chicago took a team of experts into the vast swampy rainforest of the inner Congo, mostly inhabited by pygmies, to try and produce evidence of the creature. The Mokele Mbembe is said to be a giant reptile with a long neck and tail, probably a herbivore, and with a habit of murdering elephants. This is actually part of a larger myth that says dinosaurs are still thriving deep in some of the lesser explored areas of the Congo. However, after 50 expeditions into the region, many of them led by professional scientists, not a single piece of evidence has been found. All we have are the eyewitness accounts of an imposing sea monster occasionally rising out of the water and eating whatever, or whoever happens to be standing too close to the shore. Honestly, if you ask scientists what they believe, they would probably guess that it is some type of crocodilian, not some mythical dinosaur living millions of years after its cousins went extinct. Number 1. Gator fish. In Singapore, a bizarre creature somewhere between an alligator and a fish was discovered washed up at a reservoir, and nobody could immediately identify it. The locals were baffled by the remains of the weird beast, as it clearly had the scales and head of an alligator but the body shape of a huge fish. The woman who discovered the creature said it was definitely prehistoric, with a massive set of jaws and very sharp teeth. What the woman didn't know was how the creature could have possibly gotten into the reservoir. Where did this thing come from? It was later that wildlife officials identified the monster as an alligator gar, a type of predatory fish found in the United States. Alligator gar don't actually live in Singapore, raising even more confusion about how the monster arrived there, or if that's even what it was. Alligator gar lived 16,000 kilometers away, and this thing was several feet long. It didn't exactly swim to Singapore through the ocean. Either it wasn't really a gar and was some other type of unknown animal, or it was someone's pet that grew way too big, so they dumped it in the reservoir. If that's what's in there, then it's scary to think what else people might dump in reservoirs, right? Which one of these weird creatures is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and come back soon. And don't forget to subscribe.